Hello, welcome back to another Vlogmas video. I want to take a second before I get into the swing of things to tell you guys to subscribe if you're enjoying Vlogmas so far. Vlogmas, Bookmas, it's basically Bookmas because it's all book related. Anyway, we are on our way to Barnes & Noble because today's video is going to be a really interesting one I've never done before, so I'm very excited to see what it's going to be like. Basically, I have my boyfriend here sitting right next to me.
Hi guys.
He's driving, so we don't want to crash. He is going to be picking some books for me to read. So I'm thinking of just giving him, free liberty to choose whatever he wants. Like, I don't really think I want to point him in a certain direction or anything, just so that it's really authentic and totally up to him. We'll see what that's like once we get there, but for now we are on our way, and I just wanted to say hi and start the video in the car and remind you to subscribe if you haven't. So it's a little bit later and we're just now walking in, but we're here now and we're ready to do some book shopping. Oh my god, it's so quiet in here.
So we have about 20 minutes before the store closes, and I need to find 2 books for Karen, right? 2?
Yes. All right, he's over here saying we're in the section, and I was actually gonna ask you, like, do you have any idea what you're doing? Any genre?
As you guys can probably tell, Karen's favorite books are like fiction, thriller, romancy probably vibes. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't read that much nonfiction. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if my 2 books from Barnes & Noble.
Both of them?
Are nonfiction.
Plot twist.
And it's right in the entrance too, so it'll be fast because we are short on time before the store closes. So
yeah, hold on.
Let's get to it.
Real quick, we went to watch Wicked right before we came to the store, and it's literally 8:30 and the store closes at 9. So I didn't even think we were gonna have enough time, but luckily we do. So we're here now, and I guess I'm gonna get some nonfiction reads. I'm interested though, because the type of nonfiction he likes and reads are science ones, like black holes and space, and it's not my favorite genre, not my favorite subject to read about or learn about, so I don't know if that's what he's gonna go for or if it's gonna be something different, but he's browsing. I'm scared.
I'm also excited because the 2 books I get you, eventually I could read them too. So.
Wow. So he's basically just getting books that he's going to want to read in the future. That's cheating. I think the goal is to get 2 books just because I already have my whole December TBR, so I don't want it to be, too much. So I think 2 is good, and then I'm literally going to start reading them ASAP. And so I will, of course, give my thoughts and reviews once I know what the heck I'm going to be reading. I'm scared.
This one sounds kind of cool. It's about this lady whose cells were used back in 1951 without her knowing to develop polio vaccines and cool stuff for science. And then her family currently can afford health insurance, but companies have made billions with her cells. And it's the ethics behind it.
This one looks cool. I feel like this is one of the ones that you've wanted to read.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember which ones I have and which ones I don't.
Please no black holes ones.
Because the covers are kind of...
Because physics is hard for me to understand.
What if I already have a book that I want you to read? Does that count, or is that for a different time?
That's for a different time. We have to get 2 new ones.
2 new ones, okay.
That's actually a good future book video idea, because there's also books that I've read that I want you to read.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think you know what I'm talking about.
With the kite pajamas, or what's it called?
No, bruh. Project Hail Mary is one of the ones that I really want him to read that I think he'll like. So stay tuned, and that might be in the future.
Book idea, we lock ourselves in a room and read.
For 24 hours straight? Let's do it.
No.
This is more like what I would want to read. The Nightingale, 5 out of 5, amazing book. Mad Honey, also very good. Daisy Jones and the Six, a classic. But instead we're getting a science read. Are you really going to do both of them science?
I think so.
Is it because you want to keep them?
No, I think
read them?
No, it's because you never read these types of books. You're gonna have endless books next year and this year that are fiction.
Yeah, not
trendy.
This type.
This could be your 2 nonfiction. How many nonfiction books have you read this year?
Actually, probably 5 or 6. Because I wanted to make it a goal to read 1 a month, so 12 for the whole year.
These 2 will get you halfway there.
Yeah, I guess. Hopefully this doesn't put me in a book slump. That would be terrible. Maybe a picture book like this one.
Yeah, this one has pictures right here.
But like both like space ones?
That's what I hope not to get you to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like.
I can work with that, I think. While I'm here, I'm thinking I might as well get a book for myself. So I'm gonna get the Berry Pickers, which I actually read earlier this year, and it was a 5 out of 5. It was so good. And this is actually like a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, as it says on the cover here. So I'm gonna get this and keep it so I can have it for my own library. And also, like I mentioned, we just watched Wicked, and it was really good. Like, I think we're actually, since we're going to London later this month, I guess, we actually want to go watch like a show, like a play, and I think we might choose Wicked. I think that might be a good idea. So yeah, if you haven't seen Wicked, definitely recommend. I had never seen like The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, never read the book. Like, I went into it pretty blindly, besides like some of the things that I saw on Twitter that spoiled it for me. But other than that, I really didn't know what it was going to be about, and it was really good. So definitely recommend. Gotta get a book for myself to make myself feel good about this challenge. They're literally about to close in 10 minutes, but my boyfriend has his final selection.
I got the books, guys.
Let's see. Pass me one of them. I'm scared.
Book number 1.
Okay, nice. It's not super long. You Are the Universe. Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters. Yay! So definitely I feel like this is one that he would really enjoy. I am interested to see what it's about. It says a new alliance of science and spirituality, a new future of unlimited possibilities. Sounds interesting. It's encouraging that it's not like super long. Sometimes I feel like they can be very long, and that's a little scary.
The cover looks cool too. I like the color.
It is really pretty cover. All right, book number 2. Why We Die. The New Science of Aging and the Quest for Immortality. Oh, winner of a Nobel Peace Prize in Chemistry. This is pretty interesting. I like this. It's a hardcover. So these are the 2 picks. They're nonfiction reads. One about like science and space, and the other also about science, but more so about like death and immortality. Like, this is really interesting.
Plus this one has like a messed up page that was folded in. It was folded like this. I don't know if they can see. It was folded like this, so it looks normal. But once you open it and unfold it and then close it, it's like sticking out. So maybe we can get a discount. It's like a defect.
Why didn't you just get one that wasn't like this?
I can't find another one. It's the only one. Yeah, just to leave it out so they can see when we check out, and maybe we can get like a defective discount.
I doubt they're gonna do that.
But yeah, all right, let's go. They already told us to pay.
Out. We gotta go. We are back from Barnes & Noble, clearly, as it is actually a few days later. So I have the 2 books here. Oh no, now there's a glare. So I have the 2 books here, and I'm a little scared to start them, as you guys were kind of sensing probably from the last few clips. I'm a little intimidated, and I think the reason why I'm a little intimidated, let me give you guys the gist, the lore. So basically, when I was younger, I really wanted to be like an astronomer or an astronaut. I really, really liked space. And then once I got to high school and I took like a physics class, it was an AP physics class, so it was really hard, and one of the classes that I just remember really struggling with because I just did not understand like the subject itself, like time, relativity, black hole, like it just doesn't make sense to me. I got through that. And then in college, I had to take like an intro astronomy class. So I did that. And again, I just found myself kind of struggling. Like, I just didn't really understand it. And it's so weird to me because it fascinates me, but it just does not add up in my brain. Like, that's just one subject I do not agree with, I guess. So it's unfortunate. But I think that's why I get intimidated and definitely lean away from reading these types of books. But with that being said, reading is all about getting out of your comfort zone. Of course, majority of the reads that I do read are comfortable to me, are genres I like, are authors I'm obsessed with, but this is just going to be something new. And so I think that's what the spirit of Bookmas and Christmas and holiday spirit is all about, is doing something new and finding comfort in the unusual or things that you don't regularly lean towards. So I think we're going to start this one. This is You Are the Universe by Deepak Chopra and Mena C. Kafatos. Here you go. And it doesn't, honestly, now looking at it, it's less than 300 pages. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. I am very interested to see what I'm gonna learn from it and what I like walk away with knowledge-wise. So you know what? I think we should just start. I'm a little, even scrolling through, I see like quantum and matter, like those words scare me, but we're gonna try it and we're gonna see what I think. That other book, this one, I am actually really interested in reading this one too. Why We Die, like that is fascinating. I want to know why we die, what happens to our body, like that seems so interesting. So we're just gonna start them. Shout out to my boyfriend for picking out these nonfiction reads, getting me closer to my nonfiction book reading goal as well. So I guess it is a real thank you. So let's start You Are the Universe and we'll see how we feel. So I have some terrible news. I started this, You Are the Universe, got 50 pages in, that's where I'm at, 52 pages in to be exact. I have made the unfortunate decision that I'm gonna have to DNF it. I know, it pains me to say this because I really did want to read this. So the first 50 pages are very just physics heavy, which again is something I feared, but I was like, okay, you know what, I think I can push through, like it shouldn't be too bad, it shouldn't be something I really can't handle. I'll be honest, I feel like most of the information I was receiving was coming in through one ear and leaving out the other. It just was very hard for me to really even understand what was going on. There's talks about like thermodynamics and Albert Einstein's relativity creation or so, I don't know. It was just really hard, but I stuck through, read 50 pages, and then what happened was I went on Goodreads to track like my reading so far, and I started reading the comments. First I noticed it was rated like 3.3 stars or something crazy, and usually if it's a nonfiction read I won't rate it, but I saw that, and so then I was like, that's interesting, so let me look at some comments. And they basically confirmed all of my fears that I had going into this. They were basically saying it reads like a physics textbook. If you are not a fan of like relativity and thermodynamics and all this crazy stuff, like this is not the book for you, like all this stuff that just really kind of put me down. And I was like, yikes, that's a little scary to see and have like almost like your worst fears confirmed in such a like physical way. And then I was just thinking, it's December, I actually have a lot of books on my TBR that I'm very excited to read, and the last thing I want to do is force myself to read this and either get into a book slump, hate the book at the end of it. Like there's just too many risks associated with this. It's not that long, I will say that, and I already am 50 pages in, but I have told myself, you know what, you need to DNF books if you feel that that's the right decision, because life's too short to read books you don't want to read. And then also, I did give it 50 pages and still I feel like this is just not going to be the read for me, so I think I am okay with DNFing. Now, what does that mean for this video? I don't know. We are going to try to start the second book that I got that night, which I think is in my room. Oh no, it's over here on the desk. So I'm going to start that one, and that one does pique my interest a bit more because it's about like mortality and death and like kind of what happens to you versus space and relativity and stuff that I just do not understand and does not compute in my brain. So we're gonna start that one. I'll let you guys know how that goes, but we're kind of just going from there. I don't really know what's gonna happen. Am I gonna get another one? I did tell my boyfriend last night, because that's when all of this was happening. I read my 50 pages, went on Goodreads and made that decision, and then I kind of turned to him and was like, yeah, I have some bad news. I think I'm gonna have to DNF the book. At that point he was like, what's DNF? So I explained that to him and he was like, that's fine, like whatever. He didn't really care. I was more like, he's gonna hate me. He really didn't care at all. So he was like, that's fine, like, you know. So hopefully the second one or the other book I like more, or I enjoy it at least. I guess the next clip will be me letting you guys know how that's going, and then we'll just go from there. Next time I will tell him if he's gonna choose a nonfiction read, please don't make it a space one, because it just, I cannot with those. Hello, I am here to update you guys on the book Why We Die, which I have started reading. I'm about 50 pages in and I think I'm going to stop here for tonight. But so far, big difference. I feel like I already like it 100 times more than the other science book This one is still pretty scientific. It leans more towards like biology and evolution type science, which I find more interesting than like space and what that's like in different religions, in different animals, different species. Like, it's really interesting. It even had a little quiz that we could take. It basically, where does it say what the quiz is? I just took it, and it basically gives you like an estimate of your life expectancy. Living2100.com is what it's called, and I took it, and it took about 10 minutes because there is quite a few questions on there, and it says that I'm gonna live to 86 or something like that. I'll put the screenshot up on the screen because I already forgot. I mean, that's a pretty good sign. So I'm gonna keep up doing what I'm doing so far so I can get to that age. It's funny because even on that screenshot it says like, have you saved up to live that long? And I'm like, I'm not trying to think about money here. I'm trying to think about my health. But anyway, very much night and day with these two science books. I think I'm not going to DNF it, and I'm going to continue it because I am genuinely enjoying it. And I kind of looked, and it's not that long. There are a lot of like notes in the back, like what's it called? Sources. So like bibliography basically takes up quite a bit of it. I think it's around 250 pages, and I'm about 50 pages in on page 46. So I think we are going to be doing well. I'm going to try to dedicate more time to this tomorrow because it's already like 11 p.m. and I have work tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too late trying to read this. Just wanted to give you guys a nice little positive update to end the night off. Trying to finish this book today. This is terrible angle, but that's okay. Quick update, y'all. I'm actually trying to finish this today in like the next hour or two. I'm on page 190. I think I'll be able to finish this tonight, but basically I feel like I'm learning a lot. I really like the outline and the pacing of the book. I feel like the way that the author is describing things and how he's jumping from one subject to the next is done really well, and it's not super confusing. Again, I think I mentioned that it's super based on like biology, and we go very in depth with like our cells, our DNA, how all of that contributes to like disease. And for example, when you get like dementia, what is happening in your body that causes that, and why obviously when that happens you die faster than, or you age faster, right? Because that's the whole point, is like aging and how we can maybe like extend the longevity of our lives. So I think it's really interesting, and I do feel like I'm learning a lot, and it honestly doesn't feel super boring or anything like that because I am actually interested in the topic material. So yeah, I'm very much liking it. Hopefully I can finish it in the next few hours, give you guys my final reviews, and then that'll be it for this video. I can't believe I really DNF'd that other book, but I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. It was just not gonna happen. It was not gonna happen. Like, I would have been put in the biggest book slump ever if I continued reading that book. So I'm glad I DNF'd it because I did what I had to do, quite frankly. Now let's get to reading. I am happy to announce that I just finished my book, Why We Die, and I really enjoyed it, which I'm really happy about. Obviously, with the whole other space book being DNF'd, I was really kind of putting all my coins into this book and hoping that I would like it, and I really did. I found it fascinating. I feel like I learned a lot of information and just new insight on things I don't really think about. Like I was saying in the previous clips, this book really kind of touches on everything in terms of death. From the actual biology of our cells and what they're doing and how they're maybe mutating in a negative way to form disease, which inevitably kills us, to how new scientists are trying to find ways to make us actually live longer, to maybe the ethical dilemmas with, if the population does live longer, we have to think about the earth, we have to think about like the working, retirement age, so many things that you just don't think about when it comes to longevity and just living longer. And I also really like that he mentioned how women are, obviously, I feel like this is well known now, but there are less women giving birth and more people just waiting until they're older to have children. And people see that in a negative light, but he mentioned he actually thinks it's a good thing because that's giving the earth time to heal. So he he finds it kind of absurd how people don't think that. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. My camera's gonna die, unfortunately, so I have to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm excited that we actually completed this challenge, and maybe there will be more. I definitely see myself doing this again, with maybe giving my boyfriend the caveat of he has to pick either a fiction book or a nonfiction book that he knows I'm gonna like. Like, it's just, you know, sorry about it. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.